If you want incredible power, amazing suspension, and the option for seated riding at a great price, we've found the e-scooter you've been looking for. But there's a catch. The Gotway Dten is the world's most powerful electric scooter at the $1,400 price point. But this thing is scary powerful. It's so powerful, in fact, that our very own adrenaline junkie Andrew was too scared to ride it at its full settings. In this video, we'll share our findings with you. What we loved about this scooter, what we hated about it, and who this scooter is for.
This here, the Gotway Dten. This thing is powerful. Unbridled, untamed power. I mean, in third gear, you just tap it a little bit, and it just takes off.
Yeah, it does, pretty much. Gotway, the EUC makers, decided to make a scooter that has 3,500 watt single motor, which normally you see maybe like a 1,000 watt motor, maybe a dual 1,600 watt motor, but I've never seen a single 3,500 watt motor. And I thought it might be underpowered because it's a single motor, but it's almost got too much power that it's really kind of crazy. This scooter has a ton of power, and it's almost like Uncle Ben from Spider-Man saying, with ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility. That's exactly what is needed with the scooter. If you're an adult and you understand the risk of the power that the scooter has to offer, then it's a pretty sweet scooter. It has some pretty cool options to it.
All right, so Andrew's gonna explain to us how powerful this is, and he's not gonna try to pop a wheelie. He's just going to accelerate while in third gear.
Yeah. Immediately there's so much power. If your Panos from Greece, he would love this scooter. He's always doing pop wheelies. We want to give a shout out to you, Panos. You're amazing. I love watching your videos. I don't mind doing pop wheelies if it's on my terms. I think this would be fixed if it had dual motors. There is a version of this with dual motors, but I don't think they're really selling it anymore because there's electrical braking issues going on with it. But as a single motor scooter having 3,500 watts, it's kind of scary. And like I said, one thing that will happen is if you're going fast and you're going about 25 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour, and you let go of the acceleration, it kind of shakes and shimmies a little bit.
So when you're doing that wheelie, when you're popping that wheelie, are you full throttling it, or are you just accelerating? What exactly is going on?
I'm just lightly tapping on it, so that's what's really interesting, because normally people call it whiskey throttle, where they accidentally pull really quickly on it and it just takes off. If I just barely tap on it, that was a light tap.
Hold on, let me get in front of you. Don't tap it just yet.
No worries.
See closer here.
No worries. Look at this. So, as just a light tap, it automatically goes up on you.
Yeah. So that's third gear. I'm just gonna ride it in first gear, but I will say when I do ride it in first gear, it's a lot of fun. So let's keep riding.
Exactly. And like I told Jimmy, I actually crashed this already, and I normally don't crash a scooter. It was so much power, it got a little squirrely on me, and that's what I was saying about the seat. I actually tried to bail and the seat got caught up in me. So definitely what I would suggest is if you are gonna use this in third gear, I would almost suggest taking off the seat at first just to make sure you know what you're dealing with. And then once you feel comfortable with, oh,
holy cow.
There you go, see? And that was my fault.
But so what just happened was you're talking, you're gesturing with your hands, and your hand inadvertently kind of tapped on the throttle there, and it just kind of took off. Exactly. So even just a slight little tap in third gear, that thing just takes off on you.
The nice thing is, so if you're in first gear, as you see, it's really casual. In first gear, it's very smooth. It's not that jumpy thing.
What do you like the most about this Gotway Dten electric scooter?
The standard shocks that come on it. A lot of people are paying to upgrade to the Kind Shock Forum EXA 290 shocks, so I love that it comes standard on here. I love that it comes with the seat. It's really nice to be able to have the opportunity just to sit down and relax on a scooter. I love that it has 11-inch tires standard on it too. For a high performance scooter, for what you're getting for this amount, I'm surprised they're actually selling the scooter for $1,500 with the upgraded shocks and 11-inch tires. The only scooters I ever see with 11-inch tires typically start out at least $3,000 or $2,500. So for this being $1,500 with the upgraded shocks and also the 11-inch tires, that's a huge upgrade for me.
All right, I'm excited to try this. Can I give it a spin?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're in first gear, and let's give this a go. You can see the seat's got suspension, its own little shocks, nice and flush there. Thumb throttle. Here we go.
It also has a little bit of a suspension on the seat, so it's a really comfortable ride. We happen to speak with someone who's put 1,000 miles on their D10. He's a Grubhub delivery driver, and he says he loves it. He gets about 45 miles per charge on it, and he weighs 220 pounds, so I thought that was pretty impressive that he was able to get a 45-mile range on his scooter.
And that's 220 pounds without his food that he's delivering.
The locking mechanism on this thing is very interesting. It's got this little hook on it. I've never seen a locking mechanism like this. It's kind of hard to open. You almost have to put it up against a curb to push it up. It took me the first time 5 minutes to figure out how to get this thing open. Some people would hate that, but some people like it because it is a safety feature. I almost don't have to worry about it ever folding in on me because it's so hard to get it unfolded and locked into place itself. It does have a tire hugger fender on the back, which a lot of people like as well too. The other thing is going to be this light. It says it's a 1,000 lumen light. There's no way it's 1,000 lumens. I'll be honest, I'd be surprised if it's even 25 lumens. It's pretty dull, but it does have a horn, like it said, and an app as well, so that's really cool. A lot of scooters don't have an app, but unfortunately the app isn't made by Gotway. It's made by a third-party company, so it's not super customized. It's a little bland, but at least you can track your speed and your battery temperatures and stuff like that. And speaking about battery temperature sensors, this is one of the only scooters that actually has a sensor in it that will tell you if you're getting the batteries too hot. So it'll kind of give you an audible beeping warning, which I haven't seen on any other scooter as well too. 5 things I don't really love about this scooter is it's almost overpowered, and I'm surprised I'm ever saying that. I'm normally a power guy. I love speed. I've never really had issues with it, but when I start riding this in 2nd or 3rd gear at high speeds and I let go of the throttle, it tends to shake a little bit. I don't think it's quite the electrical braking kicking in. There is a little bit of electrical braking kicking in, but I think it might be a little bit of the geometry on it. In 3rd gear, what will happen is as soon as you throttle, this thing will pop a wheelie. I'm surprised. I was really impressed for being 3,500 watts that there is probably about 3,500 watts of power going to that rear tire in 3rd gear. As soon as you press it, like I said, it'll go up on you. And I love that you can adjust the stem, but I also hate that you can adjust the stem because I have had it move on me sometimes, but it is also part of my fault that I haven't tightened it enough to make sure that it doesn't slide on me. I did have to try to bell on this at a high speed, and I got caught up in it because the seat was there. Normally I would have been able to bell perfectly fine, and I normally never have to bell, so that's why I'm touching base on the high speed being a little bit unstable. The light is really pretty worthless. I do wish that it had a display that came with it. Like I said, they will send you a display, but I think the display should just come in the box that it comes in to begin with. The brakes I do like, but they're really hard to adjust. It doesn't have your standard adjustments on here, but yeah, those are the cons to it. It's really got a ton of features, and the specs that they're selling for $1,500 are kind of unreal. Normally if I was to look at the specs on paper and look at the scooter, I would assume that this scooter would cost at least $2,500 to $3,500.
It's a great price point, but it's that power that you have to worry about.
The Gotway Dten is an amazing value in terms of price to power ratio, but did they pack in too much power into this scooter? I thought this scooter was great in 1st gear, but 3rd gear is dangerous. All that power pushing from the single rear motor will try to buck you off if you aren't careful. The suspension is nice, and I must say I enjoyed seated riding much more than I thought I would. The Gotway Dten is an incredible bargain, but just know that the scooter can be dangerous in 3rd gear.
This is the most powerful single motor electric scooter on the market that I know, and obviously probably the most power in a single wheeled electric scooter that you can get for under $1,500.
To learn more about this scooter, check out our full written review at gotscooter.com. Got comments or questions about this scooter or any other scooter? Join our new online electric community at electricscooterboard.com to ask questions, get answers, and share pictures, reviews, and experiences. Thanks for watching, and remember, when you ride, always wear your safety gear.